Okay, so if you are just starting out, I really think there's two schools of thought. Do you love rock music? Do you love electrified electric guitar music? Or do you like sort of acoustic singer-songwriter music? Which camp are you in? Do you like these artists or do you like those artists? They're the two things I would be thinking about if money is no option. If it makes sense, if you love all of that rock music, go get an electric guitar, go get an amp and a lead. That's great. If you love the singer-songwriter music and you've always wanted to learn your favorite singer-songwriter covers, then go get an acoustic. It's really just that easy. But if money is an issue, and let's say you were spending about $150, think about it. If you've spent $150, you're going to be dividing that, if you get an electric, amongst the electric guitar, the pickups, the controls, the input jack, all of that is going to be divided. Then you've also got to include the lead and the amp in that $150 equation. So it's a lot of money just spent divided amongst three different things. You might have tuning issues, the amp might be buzzy. It's a lot of things to think about when you're buying an electric guitar. Or if you do spend $150 and you just get a simple nylon string acoustic just like this, you're gonna get $150 worth of just one thing, just one guitar. Maybe it'll stay in tune better, maybe it'll be an overall better instrument because all of that money is gonna be invested into one thing. Something to think about, and it can be a gold mine, you can save so much money, is secondhand instruments. Now, if you can go to a proper music shop, one where they have a tech, someone that sets up guitars, it's not like a pawn shop or a cash converters or something like that. If you go to a proper music shop and they've got secondhand instruments, you can save so much money. People out there, New Year's resolutions, that are gonna buy a guitar and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn guitar, something happens, maybe they need the money, maybe they don't have the time anymore, who knows, maybe they think just the instrument's not for them. But either way, they're gonna be selling their guitar and it's gonna be cheaper from when they bought it. So maybe they bought a $300 guitar and now they're gonna be selling it for $200, maybe $150, maybe even $100. So you could still spend your $150, but you could get a guitar that's worth so much more. And if it's only been played for a few months and it's checked over by a tech and it still stays in tune when you play it, you're gonna be laughing and it's gonna be awesome. Same thing goes for the electric guitar. You could find that someone spent maybe $300, $400 on an electric guitar, amp and lead. They just want to get rid of it. Something's happened in their life. They've decided they don't want to do it again. These things happen. But you could make some awesome savings getting a secondhand guitar. Yeah. That's really something to think about, but I would buy it from a proper place where you can get it serviced and it's a big, either it's a mum and pop store that you can trust or it's a big name brand store that, has a tech that's not going to be stuffing you over. That's really what I would think about. Now, intermediate guitarists, if you have been playing for a little while, man, the market is amazing these days. There's so many awesome guitars. It's not anymore that you have to buy a guitar that's made in Japan, America, or England, or Germany. There's some amazing guitars being made in Korea these days, and even Indonesia as well. They're made from these factories, but just like this guitar, they're so good, easily giggable. They sound, feel amazing, and they stay in tune really, really well. And that's what you want when you're buying a guitar. Now, intermediate guitar players, I would be saying you'd be spending anywhere from $800 to $1,200 roundabout, depending what country you're in. So maybe $800 to $1,200, maybe it's $700, maybe it's $1,300, but around that $800 to $1,200 mark, I reckon. So you're going to be looking at brands like the higher end Squiers, awesome. The lower end maybe Fenders if you can find. So Schecters make great guitars made in Korea, just like this one, in that price range that look and sound awesome. And you could also be looking at different brands like ESP, the lower end Gibsons, the higher end Epiphones, all great value guitars in that price range. But if you go second hand, you might get a $1,500, $1,600 guitar at about $1,000. Secondhand instruments, so good. Great way to go, especially if you think, oh yeah, I really want to upgrade. This isn't going to be this may not be your dream guitar. It's just going to be a guitar that's going to last you the next few years. Secondhand is really, really a great way to go. Now, if you have been playing a guitar for a long time, you've been playing for years and years, you want that dream guitar. You want that $3,000 PRS. You want that $3,000 Gibson Les Paul. You want that Fender Strat that John Mayer plays. You want that awesome guitar that you've been pining for all of your life. Man, that's great. Save up your pennies. Go out in the store. Make sure you can play it. Don't just order them, because I have had a lot of students of mine, a lot of friends of mine that have wanted that one guitar and they've ordered it and they've played it and they're like, oh, it's just a guitar. It's not quite what I thought it would be. So definitely I would be checking out, you know, those brands if you can in store. Now, something to think about is this guitar right here. I think they can be had from anywhere from $1,600 to maybe $2,000. The Schecter KM MARK II. Looks absolutely stunning, plays fantastic, stays in tune really well. Neck through, ebony board, swamp ash body, veneer on the top, but that's all right, it still looks amazing. You know, great playability, made in Korea, and such an amazing instrument. Brilliant value for money. So if you do sort of do some research, check out some, you know, reviews, maybe even email some people that you've seen that have the guitars, or leave comments below and ask them those questions. Doesn't hurt to try. You can get an amazing guitar for this sort of money. You don't have to dive into the, you know, the upper end, the 3,000 or above. Now, if you are someone that wants to save up, another option from getting those high-end sort of Gibsons, PRSs, and Fenders is finding a luthier in your country that's going to build you something. This is handmade. Now, this was about $3 grand. It's got a Cocobolio rosewood top, super heavy, chambered body, but it's still a bit heavy, flamed, I don't know if you could see that, flamed Tasmanian blackwood, which is kind of like mahogany, body and neck, signed by my favorite band, their Dream Theater, and Satriani on the top. Now, it's an amazing guitar, brilliant workhorse, just restringing it now for the studio. But again, this was $3 grand. Now, is there a huge difference between that handmade guitar and this guitar that's mass-produced by CNC machines in Korea? You know what? There's a difference, definitely, but it's not as big a difference as you think. For the cost of $1,000 and having something completely custom handmade by one guy just for you, there isn't actually that huge of a distance. It's not, you know, astronomically big, the difference between the two guitars. So that's something to think about. Even though you've always wanted that pinnacle, you know what? It's okay to spend the grand or the 1,500. You'll still get an amazing guitar that's going to last you forever. And if it's by the big brand names, you're going to be able to resell it again. So if you do change your mind or another company comes out. Just things to think about. What was your first guitar? Definitely let me know. Mine was a pink sparkle nylon string guitar. They're the guitars that I reckon everyone should go for to begin with. Just, you know, cheap secondhand beater nylon string guitars. Then once you've been playing for a little while, once you've, you know, got the skills and you can start hearing those chords, then if you do want to jump onto the electric guitar, at least you've already got the foundation. You can play the few chords and you'll be spending a little bit more money again, and it's not going to have the tuning issues. It's going to be a solid guitar. That's the way I reckon everyone should do it. But what was your first guitar? Is there a new guitar that you're getting? I can't wait to get my new guitar next month. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll already have seen pictures of that this year. But otherwise, guys, thanks so much for watching. See you for the next one. Bye.